Hello, my Panda pals, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm gonna be recapping what happened on The Other Way, Season 6, Episode 13. So, let's get right into it. Let's check in with Josh and Lily. Josh and Lily are stuck in a constant loop of not feeling loved enough, and they keep circling the same arguments over and over again. He's confused at how Lily could possibly be feeling unloved because he moved to the other side of the world for her.
Lily has made it really clear that she needs to feel I love her. I thought moving across the world would show her that.
Sir, buying a plane ticket does not mean you can completely stop putting in any effort into the relationship. Unlike my gym membership, once you sign up, you gotta keep showing up. In his very first attempt to show her love since he got to China, Josh decides to take her out on a surprise date.
I wanted to bring you here to dance. I don't know how to dance, but I figured it'd be special learning with you.
Okay, let's go for it.
The two get dressed up and they go on to learn a traditional Chinese dance, and Lily is over the damn moon. She is feeling seen, she's feeling heard, and she is feeling loved. She tells us that she's reminded of why she fell in love with Josh in the first place, and she's starting to have a lot more hope for their future. Let's move on to James and Meitalia. James has been in Indonesia for a week now, and the pair are off to immigration for his visa. Tata is doing her best to bury all of her emotions deep down inside after their conversation about having kids. She says she just wants James to be happy, so she's gonna do her best to just shut the f up.
It's really weighed on me, but I've been trying to hide my emotion because I don't want to fight. But it's really hard.
Yeah, cause repressing your emotions has never backfired before. James is excited about his visa, but very nervous about making enough money to survive. He's been observing Tata's parents run their business, and he does not feel super duper confident that banana chips are where the money is.
The banana chip business it's interesting, but I don't think we're gonna be able to make any money on that.
He tells us that they both agreed he would not be working for the family business, and let's be real, it was probably more a James-decided situation because him working at the family business was originally Tata's idea. Anyway, he's planning on starting up a jewelry business since Tata was already making and selling jewelry back in the States. Then he drops some more bad news about their baby boy, Jojo. Because of the rabies outbreak, if they manage to get Jojo to Indonesia, they will not be able to bring him back to the States if things here do not work out. They would have to abandon him. James also says that they do not have the luxury of going back and forth to visit him because they are broke.
Can we at least visit him?
We can't afford that at all.
I don't have a kid, I also don't have a Jojo. What do I have?
I mean, you'll have James, and whether that is a good thing or a bad thing is entirely up to you. Later, the two head out for some street treats, and James tries some spicy Indonesian food, claiming that it's totally not spicy while choking and crying.
It's not spicy, it's just flavor.
Hit you, huh?
James keeps saying the phrase, if things don't work out here, and that worries Tata, so she asks him how he's feeling about living here so far, and yeah, he is very much on the fence.
What if I didn't think that I could stay here permanently? Would you come back with me if that was something that happened?
Tata hesitates but says that she would go back if it was the very absolute last possible choice, but she really doesn't want to, so they need to make it work here.
If that's like the last choice. Maybe?
She's vague purposefully, I feel.
James starts to panic because Tata's maybe about moving back to the US feels a lot like his maybe about having kids. So now he's internally freaking out that Tata would actually stay in Indonesia and not follow him back, so he starts trying to guilt trip her.
I just want to know that if everything did go bad, that you wouldn't just abandon me and Jojo.
The conversation pivots to kids again, and Tata tells him that she wants kids before she's 33, and she doesn't really understand what the point of marriage is without kids because kids are what make your family complete.
If we didn't have a kid, would I be enough?
You're enough for me, but it'd be complete if we have a kid.
Let's head over to Corona and Ingy. Today, Corona is meeting a group of Black Icelanders to get the lowdown on what it's like living in a country where only 1% of the population is Black.
Even though, I love Inky, he'll never know what it's like to be Black in Iceland. So far, I've only been able to talk about it with, no offense, but a bunch of white people.
Girl, you do not need to apologize for wanting to connect with people who get you and share similar life experiences. That's totally fine. Ingy says he's glad she found this group so quickly because he wants her to feel confident about what she's signing up for.
There are people everywhere with opinions, but like my family, my friends, no one cares that Corona is black.
Corona meets the group and Jeff says that he often feels like an outsider here. He enters a room and he's either completely noticed or completely avoided. Shanti and Alice disagree with him, saying this has not been their experience, but that may be because they are women. Regardless, they all agree that mastering the language and the culture is Corona's best path to thriving. The convo then shifts to Corona's plans and she tells them that she wants to be a midwife, but she also admits that she has done very little research on how to actually accomplish that.
Honestly, I should have looked harder at everything that I need to do, but sometimes you get blinded by love. But now I'm here, so I need to start figuring it out.
Santi explains that most people moving to Iceland to pursue nursing have actually already completed all of their qualifications so that they can just come here and start working. Which is a very nice way of saying, bitch, who gives up a dream without a plan? And she also tacks on that it is very difficult to become a nurse here. Corona is sweating. She tries to find her confidence and says that her resume is actually quite impressive, so she doesn't think it's gonna be that bad trying to get a job. Jeff says that that might actually make things worse because people here might feel threatened by her.
You're coming into almost a closed system. I mean, I've been passed over for jobs for people who are related.
He goes on to say that she's probably gonna have to work way harder than most people to prove herself, and if she does not have a good grasp on the language, no one is even going to look at her resume. Corona's freaking out and tells them that if she cannot get back on track in a matter of months, then moving all the way over here might have been a terrible decision. And it was a terrible decision. But if Corona had done all this research beforehand and she already knew all of this going into it, I still think she would have made the move. I do not think that would have stopped her. Corona heads out to the only midwifery school in Iceland so that she can meet with the program director and figure out exactly how bad a decision moving here was. Turns out, all of the midwifery classes are taught in Icelandic, so it is a requirement to be proficient in the language, which apparently Corona did not know.
The research that I did was just like what my computer could translate. I swear it said lectures were in English.
Now, I don't know what she means by whatever her computer could translate, because if you Google midwifery program Iceland requirements, the first link is an English page to the University of Iceland's program with a very easy to access course catalog that tells you that all of the classes are taught only in Icelandic. Corona then asks if she could take language classes concurrently with her midwifery classes, and Miss Lisa over here is like, well, that is a dumb question. No. And I get it. I totally do. The girl's dreams are getting crushed right before her eyes. But if you can't even talk to Miss Lisa here in Icelandic, then you for sure cannot sit through an hour-long lecture where someone is talking in Icelandic about uteroplacental insufficiency. You know? Miss Lisa tells her that it is going to be incredibly challenging for her to succeed if she pursues this path.
Challenging but not impossible. I tend to do some challenging things in life as is.
Yeah, well.
Stop it. You have too much moxie. So remember how Corona said that she did not do a lot of research? She really didn't, because girlfriend here has no idea that the application deadline was 2 weeks ago. Miss Lisa tells her that she'll have to wait another year to apply, but she might want to wait 2 years so that she can get a grip on the language.
It's a big blow to the gut. It's like even best case scenario is like my worst case scenario.
Last but not least, let's check in with Sean and Joanne. Joanne takes her boys and steps outside so that they can talk more openly about their feelings on her secret marriage. I always forget that there is just a whole crew around them. So even though Joanne is like, oh yeah, the boys will feel less embarrassed if it's just me and them, you then remember that there's a handful of people around them just holding shit up to their faces. And I just feel bad for the kids. And I don't know if they even need to get their permission to be on the show if they're under 18. I don't know how that works, but even if they did, the kids are not gonna know what they're signing up for. The boys tell her that they're still confused and super hurt. They cannot understand why they did not tell them about her marriage until 2 years had passed.
Yeah, why don't you tell us in the beginning?
Should have told you sooner. I think I was waiting for the perfect moment, so that was on me.
She tells them that she really wanted them to meet Sean first before they revealed anything, and not only are the boys hurt, but they're coming to the very hard realization that their mother might just be a little bit of an idiot. Joanne is feeling terrible, as she should, and she tries to soften the blow by saying that the marriage was just for her and Sean and no one else was there.
Nobody was there, no family members. We had 2 strangers witness.
All right, well.
I don't think that made him feel better. I really don't. I think that actually made them feel worse. Jesse's like, wait, so if y'all are married, where the hell are we supposed to live? And Joanne reveals that her plan is to basically abandon them back in the States so that she can live here. But don't worry, she would love for them to visit her.
I would make Ireland home base and then come back to the United States every so many weeks.
She does say that if the boys want to move to Ireland, they absolutely can. But if they do not, then her plan is to have them live together in the Long Island house, and she would relegate her parental obligations to their grandparents, which is absolutely nuts to me considering that their grandparents don't know anything about this. Also, I would be so pissed off if I were in my 60s and my 40-something-year-old daughter asked me to be a part-time parent to her children because she wanted to run off and bang some dude overseas. Like, I get it, he's super hot. He's like super hot, and he makes your kitty go drippy drip. I get it. But these are your goddamn kids.
You guys are more important to me than anything. I want this to be home base, but I'm not gonna do that without your blessing.
Girly, I know you think you're being considerate, but that is such a selfish thing to ask your children. You are forcing them to choose between their own needs of wanting a present mother and your happiness. That is something no child should ever have to do. You are in your 40s. Joey tells her that this has been a lot of information and she needs to give them some time to think.
Your opinion matters to me, your feelings matter, and I will not abandon my kids.
No, you just made plans to. Everyone gets home and Sean checks in with Bella to see how she's doing, and she's surprisingly pretty chill after having some time to digest everything.
Tell us 2 years later. Like what? You need a better brain.
She's not thrilled to learn of their marriage 2 years after it happened, but she's also not mad at him about it. Sean asks how she would feel if Joanne moved in with them, and she says that it would make her really happy, and I gotta say, Bella is taking this really well, at least outwardly.
If you have another secret, I'm not forgiving you.
We don't have any more secrets, that was it.
Sean reassures her that there are no more secrets to be had, and Bella says that even if they do decide to have secrets in the future, don't, and just tell them. And Sean laughs and agrees, and the two of them hug it out.
I'm gonna go talk to Joey, huh?
Okay, bye-bye.
If you want,
Your
just give me a
wife,
shout.
you mean?
Yeah, my wife.
Noelle video calls Donna and shares her mixed feelings. She's happy for Joanne and likes how Sean treats her, but she really can't understand why they would hide it for 2 full years. Donna says she accepts the marriage, but she will draw the line at Joanne taking the kids over to Ireland.
I'm not on board with supporting moving to Ireland. Those are my grandkids.
Don't worry, Donna. She seems super on board with leaving them behind with you. Joanne tells us that she knew people would be upset, but she wasn't really expecting such a heavy reaction. And Sean admits to us that reality is starting to creep in. They were both in their own little love bubble, and now that the bubble has popped, it's hitting him that this might not actually end up working out at all. And that, my Panda Pals, is all I have for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you are not subscribed yet, please do consider clicking that subscribe button, and do your Panda Girl a favor and give this video a big thumbs up, and let me know down in the comments what you thought of this episode. Or let me know anything else you want me to know. How was your day? What's your favorite food? Ooh, do you also hate the taste of cilantro? Anyway, I can't wait to see you guys for the next one, and as always, thanks for not letting me ride this train wreck alone. Bye!